Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Alison, my channel is Sew Like Dotty, and today is the turn of Sew Frugal 23. So I'm really pleased to be involved in this challenge again. Last year was my first year, and if you're new to the challenge, in really brief detail, you sew from your stash, you make a free garment from a free pattern to make a free garment, and then you submit it on Instagram at the end of the month with the hashtag SewFrugal2023. It's as easy as that. So thanks to Ruan and Sam as ever. I will drop some details in the description box if you want to know more, but we're halfway through the month, so I'm not going to dwell on the details anymore. I just thought I would jump in and tell you what I've been up to as part of Sew Frugal. So I'm going to be really honest. I did this challenge last year. I'll pop a link into that vlog. I did share quite a few free patterns that I found. I did a bit of research. And when it came to this year, I'm going to be really honest. I just kind of went, yeah, I'll do it. And then suddenly I thought, oh, I've not had a chance to research anything, and there's loads of stuff out there, but don't disappear because I have got something to tell you. So what I thought was, I revisited last year's vlog. I revisited the patterns because I'd got some of those patterns printed off, and I thought, right, why haven't I done anything with them? Mostly because I kind of forgot about them. So I thought, let's just revisit something that I've not actually made from a free pattern that I downloaded and got printed out on it all last year. So I have. So the main focus was really the patterns that are free, or you can make a donation from Peppermint magazine. So the one that I'm wearing today, I have actually specifically made for this challenge, and I wanted to share it with you. So this is the Paddington top from Peppermint magazine, with a few little adjustments to make it right for me. So I thought I'd just chat you through it if that's okay. There are a couple of other things that I'm going to make. So I'm going to make the pocket skirt. I'll drop a picture of that in. And I have also made the jersey dress. Both of these are free patterns. The jersey dress is so easy to make. I've made two of those now, and I almost made another one because that would have been an easy option for me. But I thought, no, actually, I really wanted to make this top, so let's make it as part of the challenge. So you're kind of getting a sneaky peek at my entry, really. There are loads. There are wide leg trousers. I'll just drop the pictures in as I'm speaking about them. I've not made those. I have got the pattern. You guys hear me say I'm not really wearing trousers a lot at the moment, actually, but anything with a zip fastening trouser wise, no good for me with my IBS really at the moment. But I do know that two of the Sawtoon girls, Claire and Sarah, did make those wide leg trousers at a Sawtoon session, and they both absolutely loved them, so they're definitely worth exploring. There are loads and loads. I was chatting to Jude and Lynn about them yesterday, and Jude hadn't heard of it, so she was off to explore it. So this is the Paddington top. Now this fabric isn't from my stash on my shelf, but it's from my stash at the studio. So it's a poly cotton. It was from Pound Fabrics. I believe they've still got it. It's something like, I don't know, £1.50 a metre or something like that. Poly cotton's quite rigid. I wouldn't usually make a garment with it, but really I wanted to do this as a toile. I have got other fabrics behind me that I think this would work nicely in. And actually we were sat with Hayley yesterday, and when we were chatting about what we were making, she pulled out of the bag one of these that she'd made in a viscose fabric. She wasn't too sure about it because obviously viscose is quite drapey, and the idea of the Paddington top is it has quite puffy sleeves. But she pulled it on over a pinafore, and actually it looked really nice, and it did have enough volume because the sleeves are quite big when you cut out the pattern pieces, so it did have enough volume that it didn't have as puffy sleeve, but it did still have a really nice sleeve. So I think it could work for all sorts of fabrics, and I'm really surprised that it's worked well in this. So it's a raglan sleeve top, so the seam is here. There is a picture that I've taken that I'll drop in, and it's just basically a round neck. It is quite cropped, and I had seen some other vloggers share last year that they'd made it and found it to be quite cropped. Now I'm quite big busted, I'm just going to be blunt, and the people that I saw share it kind of weren't. So I thought if they find it cropped, if I don't do something with the length, it's going to be really cropped on me. So I did add in, I've got the pattern piece here to show you. This is the back pattern piece. I added in 5.5 inches to the length because I thought I can add it on, but I can't add it on later. And I knew that I was probably going to, as you've seen in the picture, tuck it in to either a skirt or trousers. So I'll just see if I can show you this. I've got that tucked in there. So I will just pull it out. Ooh, sorry for a little flash of my tummy there. So you can just, to say, sort of see, I've made it kind of hip length. But in terms of tucking it in, billowing it out, that really works for me. So let me just get back. I'll just line us back up again. There we go. Hello. I think that this would make a really simple free dress, because I think it would be really, really easy to just cut basically some rectangles of fabric, probably the width of this. I would probably just give it a slight slope towards the waist, gather it in and attach it, because the way that I've done it, it's not fitted, but it's a nice fit on me. And I think if that was gathered in, you could literally put a long skirt on it with a ruffle on and it would make a really cute dress from a completely free pattern. You could probably add it onto trousers as well and make sort of a bit of a jumpsuit. Now, you could do that because it's got a button placket on the back, hence these lines here. Now, my intention yesterday, I put the interfacing on, I was ready, had buttons to put the placket down the back. I had it folded over and it was ready. So this was my dilemma. I'm always really honest with you guys. When I printed out the pattern last year, I was smaller than I am now. When I came to cut the paper pattern out, I kind of was going, well, on the instructions it says these are the sizes, but it just seems to stop at this size. And I don't know if that'll fit. That was my dilemma. And at that point I should have thought, you dozy mare, there must be some of the pattern pieces, but I didn't download them. But I just never thought about it. You know what it's like, you're kind of in the moment, you don't think. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. It's not, you know, like a massive amount of cost in this fabric if it doesn't work. I knew I'd have a finished garment that I could show you, although I really wanted to wear it. So I did that and I pinned the placard up, but it fit, but I wouldn't have been comfortable in it. So then I was kind of thinking, well, if I ease that and rather than have it sort of, I don't know why I'm trying to show this with my fingers, but rather than have it crossed like that, if I just ease it over a little bit, I can add into the yoke. I wasn't worried about that, I had spare fabric, to just give it a little bit of ease. And then in the end, I just thought, what am I faffing on doing this for? Why don't I just sew it up the back? So I just basically sort of put a seam up the back, which was probably about here. And actually, so it fits me really nicely. Now, obviously, I've now re-downloaded the free pattern, had another look at it, and it does say for these sizes, print pages 2 and 3 on AO. For these sizes, print pages 4 and 5 on AO. But I wasn't going to get it reprinted anyway. I wouldn't have had time to have made it. But it fits. So I'm actually really pleased that the kind of the little juggle, the little alteration that I did made it fit. So what I did was some of the fabric that I cut off the back, I then kind of had to add into the yoke in the middle at the back just to kind of give it that solid piece. Otherwise there was going to be a gap in it. But that's okay because nobody can see that because it's underneath. Now, the other alteration that I did, because I was a little bit worried about the sleeve length, so I'll drop the picture back in of the actual official picture of it. The sleeves are a little bit too short for me, or my perception was that they were going to be too short for me. So I added on, it is a big pattern. I mean, I'm talking kind of, it's about this big, the sleeve piece, but part of that's because it's a raglan one as well. So it's curved at the bottom, so I just added on 2 inches to the bottom of the curve, because I thought if I cut it like that, I can hem it up. If it's too long, I can just, you know, re-hem it and put the elastic in. So actually I'm really pleased with how it's worked out. So here's the sleeve. And for me, it's kind of here. You can see the volume in it. I've not got that on a Allen Anthea blouse, but I would imagine it's kind of on par with that at that length. Now, earlier I'd kind of did this, so I just tucked it under. It's only got about 9mm elastic in in the channel, but if I do that, I think that's quite flattering on my arm as well, so I'd probably wear it like that, I think. But I think this one's still turned up from when I did it last time. But I think it's really cute. I really like it. I mean, I love the print, but you can see the lines there. If I turn around, obviously it's not pattern matched in the middle at the back, but I'm okay with that. It's just, you know, a toile. I don't think anybody's going to kind of come up to me anywhere and go, you've done a rubbish job at pattern matching that, because it was just a bit of a fluke. And actually the random thing was, I didn't try and pattern match the back, and when I had the button placket in place, it did actually match, but obviously then I had to move things. So yeah, I made it fit and I made it work, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because I know I'm quite good at hacking and putting sleeves into things, but I kind of did that alteration really on the cuff at Sawtoon yesterday, and it worked out really well. Will I make any more? I think I really will, but I think for me I would probably just cut this on the fold, and if you do that, you would just need to alter the yoke at the back just to make it longer to fit. You could easily kind of just draw a piece and so what would I do to do that? Just before anybody asks me, I'd probably just draw, like, just sort of trace a piece that would fit in there, because then it becomes like a really super fast top to make. So if you just want a really quick something to pull on, because that's what Hayley did. She sewed the back up as well. She didn't bother with the buttons and everything. And I know some people like that detail. That's great. Go ahead, do it. You know, that's fine. But if you just want a really quick win with something that's super fast, you know, alter the back so it's going to fit you. Cut it on the fold. The front's cut on the fold anyway. You put the 2 sleeves in. It's really easy, because all you're doing is lining up your seams here and at the back. And then once you've done that, you just sew around there. So it's probably as fast as making a t-shirt. Happy days. And obviously then obviously earlier than that you would put your yoke in, but how easy is that to make? So I definitely think I'm going to make some more of those. So I've not made any other free patterns other than the jersey dress, which I mentioned, so I'll pop a couple of pictures in of those. I did find that really easy to make, super fast, and I was chatting to Hayley yesterday, and I said I think I'm going to have a go at it, altering the pattern, because I think that would make a lovely sort of sweatshirt, long t-shirt with a raglan sleeve. Save me buying another pattern for that. I might just sort of bring it out slightly from, probably the bust is okay, but maybe just bring it sort of out slightly over the hips. I cut that in the larger size and it fits me. On the instructions, it doesn't look like it would fit me, but it does. But it is the larger size, because they're all different brands. This one's Spoonflower, I can't remember which one that one is. But it's actually quite flattering. Well, I think it's quite flattering on me. But if I was doing it as a jumper, I'd probably just hem the bottom. I wouldn't put a band on, but I might just bring it out slightly. I don't know. But again, I'd probably do a bit of a toile in it, in something that I wasn't too bothered about if it didn't, you know, work out perfectly or something. So I thought I'd share you something I'd made, rather than just talking about lots and lots and lots of free patterns, because there are loads and lots of people are doing a great job at that. But I thought I'd actually share what I made, a little bit about the alterations, and just, yeah, tell you about that. So pop in the comments what you're making for Sew Frugal, or any free patterns that you've spotted that you're going to try this year. I'd love to know, because then I can pinch your ideas as well. And it's been lovely spending some time with you today. So take care and bye for now.